Welcome to PrideScape, the official podcast of Pride Northwest, home of the annual Portland Pride Waterfront Festival and Parade, and much more. Each month, we will be bringing you the latest Pride Northwest updates and important news and information affecting Oregon and Southwest Washington's LGBTQ+ community. To learn more about Pride Northwest, visit our website at pridenw.org. And now your host and Executive Director of Pride Northwest, Debra Porta.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to PrideScape, Pride Northwest official podcast. I am Debra, Executive Director of Pride Northwest, and I'm your typical host. Again, this month, I'm joined by Ian Morton, our Director of Programming, who will introduce himself and say that all over again.
Look at y'all getting two for the price of one in part two of our 2025 recap. So thank you so much for those of you who are joining us from part one. If not, what are you doing not listening to part one? But as Debra said, I am Ian Morton, Director of Programs, and we're just here to kiki about all the things that have happened this past year.
It was a lot.
It was. In case you didn't listen to the first half of the podcast, we did cover the first half of the year through the Pride Festival, a lot of highlights there. So you're missing some context if you didn't listen to that first. But now we're ready to talk about our post-Pride world and what that looks like.
Well, this is where we really get into putting Pride into action. You know, Pride is the beginning of the work. It's not the end. And we're active year-round, 365, as they say. But the time period that comes after Pride is really full with some amazing things. And this year, 2025, was definitely no exception. And in a lot of ways is also a response to the environment that we find ourselves in. Ian, where do you want to start?
Well, I like to start in August because, first of all, that's my birth month. I'm a Leo. But it's also the month in which we have celebrated the Blackness. And as now a Black queer Oregonian, I'm thrilled that we had another great year with our Black Rainbow Initiative and the inductees into the Black Rainbow Hall of Fame. Some amazing luminaries over these past 2 years have been celebrated and well-deserved. So,
absolutely.
That speaks to the little Black boy in me that just wants to see the elders venerated. So,
yeah.
And I know you have fun there too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I got to get in trouble with Kathleen Sadat. That was fun. You haven't done, I think, in this community, I don't think you've actually done much of anything if you have not gotten in trouble with Kathleen at least once. So I feel seen. No, it's definitely an important moment. It's an important initiative, and we look forward to continuing it again in this year. Whereas the Elders Connection, that was a big one. That's a big one.
Yes. So this was something that has been talked about for a while, and the seeds were actually planted earlier in 2025, around April, but we were really thrilled to be able to codify due to our first seed funding grant from the Fortitude Fund from Pride Foundation, the Pride Elder Connections Program, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's an opportunity for our queer elders to connect with each other, to connect with resources and services. Again, really taking seriously our role as that intermediary organization where we've got amazing relationships with so many organizations, with so many of our elders who have been making change from back in the day, and being able to celebrate them, have space where they can sort of choose what their programming looks like is one of the core pieces to this program.
Oh yeah, it's definitely grounded in recognizing that it's not up to us to decide what our elders need and want. So that the Pride Elders Connection is really grounded in connecting with, bringing in our elders and creating growing relationships so that the work that we're doing, whether it's specific to Pride Elders Connections or even the rest of our programming, is happening in ways that engage our older community members and honors them, honors their contributions, honors their needs and priorities, and happens in ways that invites them to engage and to be part of. So, really, Pride, this program specifically is growing quickly in terms of, again, being informed by the folks who are engaged. But it really started in a conversation recognizing that the changes in the larger national scene were going to really directly impact our older community members and in major ways. And what did it look like? What would it look like for Pride Northwest to be part of responding to that? We're not in ways that don't replicate what already exists. There's some great programming, some great resources that are already out there. But what does it look like? What is Pride Northwest? What can we bring to the table? And this piece around queer-specific, elder-specific community connection, and whether it's connecting to each other, as Ian said, or resources, whatever it happens to be, but doing it in a way that's very specific to queer elders. So I'm super excited about that, and it's already been really active right out the gate. This year is definitely not going to be any different.
Yeah, and it's important, I think, for us to also articulate that this falls under a super important program for us, which is called Community Resilience. And our Community Resilience Initiative is about taking that deep look into all of the different intersections, all of the different identities within our amazing and diverse community, and learning how can we best make those connections? How can we best create an environment where we can thrive, where we can flourish? And that's what community resilience is about. So like when we talk about the Black Rainbow Initiative and uplifting Black queer luminaries, artists, vendors, when we talk about working with our elders or with our youth or with any of the members of our community, it's really all about community resilience. And really, as soon as we sort of pack up the festival from Pride, we are diving directly into this work. And it does happen year round, but that's really how we launch and how we sort of put our labor into action to make these things happen. And we have, I think, one of the best ways to end out our community resilience year, and that is with Powerfully Pink.
Powerfully Pink it's part of the community resilience drive that 2025 was our 5th year for the drive, 3rd year for Powerfully Pink. And, we kind of went all in, again, dream big with Powerfully Pink this year in terms of what we wanted it to look like, how we wanted it to manifest, how we wanted to, all the different ways we wanted to engage community and invite community into a space that is curated just for them. And what all happened during Pink?
Well,
a lot.
I will say we absolutely queered up the holiday. Mm-hmm. And when we come back from our break, we are going to dive into how it manifested this year, some of the new things that happened, and how we were really able to make some community connections.
Yep, right on.
Join us in celebrating community at Pride Northwest. As we grow, so do our dreams and aspirations. This year's theme, Made with Pride, represents our journey, crafted by the hands of those who dare to be themselves no matter what. Every donation helps expand our festival, creating a safe space for everyone to express their true selves. When you donate today, not only will you support our mission, but you'll also get your ticket ahead of time, making entry into the festival faster and more efficient. Donate now and let's celebrate Pride together. Visit www.portlandpride.org for more information.
Welcome back to PrideScape, Pride Northwest official podcast. I'm Debra, Executive Director of Pride Northwest.
And I'm Ian, Director of Programs with Pride Northwest.
All right, well, before we left for break, we mentioned Powerfully Pink, and we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive in Powerfully Pink and how it became a really core component this year of our resilience drive and that particular work. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with creating a third space.
Okay.
I feel like that's a great thing to talk about. So this was our third year of Powerfully Pink, and we have had for 2 years an excellent hotel partner where our activations have manifested. And this year we went a step further. We did partner with the Hoxton Hotel, but we also procured our own gallery space here in the Old Town area. And that was really important for Pride Northwest to have a holiday continuum space that belonged to us, that we had the opportunity to manifest the way we needed to without having to worry about restrictions from like a retail partner. And we created what we call a third space, something that's been introduced into the lexicon by our own Henry Felton. Mm-hmm. And it really was meant to be a community space that was by and of queer folks. And we are queer folks.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
The gallery was our hub, and it was our home for 5 weeks during November, December, and really became the showcase for a series of events and activations that happened across downtown, or in different parts of downtown. Again, the gallery space was in Old Town, and that was very intentional because the Resilience Drive began and still centers the most vulnerable, low-income, housing and food insecure members of our community. And Old Town is symbolically and tangibly the center of a lot of what impacts that part of our community. See, so you can hear Old Town out the window. So it's just really important to be in this area, to be present, and to be activating here, to be very visible, very queer, and visible in being queer. Partnering with the Hoxton has been great because it gave us a larger platform in this area. Being able to partner with Midtown Beer Garden to activate during this season. We had a couple of the local establishments that did shows. Danner did a show for us, It was just a series of queer-specific, curated moments throughout the season that, culminating in a 2-day night market at the gallery inside the same building. And just the gallery space itself over the course of those times, keeping in mind that it wasn't open the entire time. It was a series of events. We had hundreds of people come through that space. And the memory tree was superb. And we had so many people coming in to remember someone they've lost, honor someone they wanted to make sure was held up. Other folks came in for the market. We had partners come and have meetings. We had, World AIDS Day folks came in. It was just a really special space that was ours. And even I didn't know how impactful that would feel until we were in that space. And hearing from all of the community members that were so moved by being able to come somewhere that was just theirs in connection with Pride.
Absolutely. It's dreaming big and allowing things to manifest in a way that can be responsive to the community is just always, it's such a gift that we're able to experience. And I'm going to take it down to the micro level because there's an anecdote that I think really sums up the power of what we're able to do. And that is one of our volunteers who came and helped set up the gallery. He was awesome stringing bulbs for me to hang from the ceiling, actually set up the memory tree, and just quietly and diligently did the work. And didn't talk a whole lot, but ended up also volunteering at our Friendsgiving, which is one of our elders events that we did, a Thanksgiving celebration and potluck for our community. Showed up for that to help set up and serve our seniors. And when we went around talking about what everyone was thankful for, was willing to disclose that he was one of what we call a red state refugee. He had moved here from Idaho when it turned out that it was just unsafe for him to be there anymore. Yeah. And literally said that this was the best Thanksgiving he had ever experienced and drove many of us to tears, but so happy to have been able to make that space. And then showed up again, this young man, at the World AIDS Day ornament making, and was able to engage with some of our elders who have lived through the HIV/AIDS crisis. So it really speaks to how you never know when the moment is going to just hit. The work that we want to do in uplifting our community, our volunteers, creating intergenerational moments, it just all happened in that one continuum. And I think will be one of my greatest holiday memories for probably the rest of my life. Oh, yeah.
It was very powerful. And, at this point, again, we're looking at 2026, and this is what we were taking stock of 2025, everything that we did, what we experienced, how the environment developed over the year. And, a lot of that is informing what we're going to do in 26 and how we're going to do it. So do we kind of want to look ahead and jump into
Absolutely, because I'm all optimism at this point. I mean,
well, you kind of have to be, right?
So 2026. For those of you who are wise enough to be subscribed to our newsletter, you have seen that the theme has been released, Made with Pride. Mm-hmm. And I mean, aren't we all?
Well, I would hope so. Yeah, we need to be.
Yes, I think the community, the resources, the engagement. It is all made with pride. It starts with that, with that initial spark back in the 70s, where we had to make a decision as a community what we were going to be, what it looked like moving forward, and we have made a community. We have made a path, a lane for ourselves. And this just beautifully, I think, follows. We dreamt big, and now we're making it happen.
Pretty much. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It. Let's see. So,
I guess there's always so many things to talk about what we're dreaming about, but
I'm trying not to ramble too.
Yeah, so. when we break it down, all of the things as far as growing capacity, growing our volunteer team. If you haven't volunteered for Pride in the past, this is the year to do it. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing some orientations very soon, so we really want to engage with folks. Making sure that we're aware of the environment in which we live, figuring out how we best keep our folks safe, and visibility, as Debra, for the Pride Festival itself, is something you've always said. The numbers that we have, our visibility is one of our greatest safety mechanisms.
Oh, yeah. Our power is in our numbers. And, I've been doing this since 2006, and I've seen this play out over and over again. Our greatest strength and our greatest power is when we come together. It's when we're safest. It's when we are most seen. It's when we're most listened to. And it's when the most progress happens. It's when that is just where our power lives, is in our numbers. It's when we come together. And that's what Pride is all about. It's about taking our rightful place in the public sphere. So we've been doing that for decades, and now is not the time not to, really.
No sidelines.
No sidelines. We have a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to pay attention to, and the safety of our community is always at the top of our priority list. But that safety can also look different. It's not as easy as, there's not a one answer fits all to what it means to keep our community safe. So this is sort of a never-ending conversation for us, and what that means, and what it means for how we plan Pride, who we engage with for Pride, how we plan the logistics for Pride. All of those pieces are around ensuring that our community is safe in Pride, and that we're also connected in Pride, whatever that happens to look like. And this year will definitely be no different.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. We're doing this in January. A lot of people make their New Year's resolutions at the beginning of January, but I think it's a good opportunity for us to talk a little bit about our own commitments as two directors in the Pride seat. And I know for myself, I'm really committed to upping my engagement with our volunteers. I think that's, it's great that we've been able to continually build that program and build our platform. And if you're a volunteer listening to this, please keep an eye out for when we're having orientations or get-togethers. We really want to get to know you, understand what brings you joy in volunteering, and continue to sculpt our volunteer program in a way that supports everyone being able to show up as their best and authentic self and find joy in serving the community.
Oh, yeah. I know that my commitments are a lot. Really, what I'm most committed to in 2026 is ensuring that our community's voice is in all of the places that it needs to be. This is really talking about ensuring that we're engaged with and communicating with our partners, with policymakers, decision makers, our community leaders, our elected officials, agency for all of the places, right? Because we've been long in a space where that's very easily lost if we're not careful. And even more so now. So this time in this place for an intermediary organization like Pride Northwest, because of the platform that we have, because of the profile that we carry in the region, it's incumbent upon us to ensure that we're using those tools that are available to us to not just represent our community, but to ensure that our community is in the spaces they should be in and deserve to be in. That's my biggest, that's what I'm committed to most in 26.
I love it. And that's I call on you as the community, as our volunteer team, to be a part of what makes Pride happen. Our little staff of 5 or 5.5, we do a lot, and every bit of support that we get from the community, from our volunteers, actually opens up space for Debra to not be doing admin work and being in the meetings where she can be represented. So, we sometimes talk about things feeling unsexy, but the volunteer work specifically, when we're able to augment the foundational pieces of Pride with our volunteers, it really does open up so much more time and energy to be advocating for the community. And that's so much what we want to be doing. So please know, whatever task you do as a volunteer, you are creating an opportunity for us to put labor into making sure that our voice is not diminished.
Absolutely.
So we are now in the year of Made with Pride, and I'm very excited about that. as I said, we're all made with pride, and things are going to be opening up if they haven't already. By the time this goes out, you can get your tickets ahead of time. VIP is going to be released. So please come find your joy at the festival. Know that what you put into the festival also resonates throughout the rest of the year with the community.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's where this year is really the year to engage. It's the year to show up, to support, to be part of, make your voice known, make your voice heard, and just come and be part of the work that's happening. Which again doesn't sound sexy, but it is our community showing up for itself and showing up for each other is the reason that we have come so far to this point. And it is the reason that we're going to come out on the other side of whatever it is that we're up against. And, that we're up against a lot, and we can't deny that. But again, it's our power in numbers. It's our coming together. It's our supporting each other and supporting the work that gets us through to the other side and gets us through in a way that, because it's not just about getting to the other side of whatever it is that we're in, but it's about deciding what we want the other side to look like. What community do we want? How do we want things to be? And we have the opportunity to envision that and to do the work to get there.
And I'm going to disagree with you only one time in our entire life. Showing up for community is sexy as hell. Thank you so much to all of our listeners and the supporters of Pride Northwest and PrideScape, our podcast. We couldn't do any of this without you. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you again.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for listening to PrideScape, the official podcast of Pride Northwest, with Executive Director, podcast producer, and host, Debra Porta. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. For more information on what you heard here today and to support the work of Pride Northwest, go to pridенw.org.